All right, here we go. Off to Leadore. We got a ride from Rachel, who's actually the owner of the Darby motel that we stayed at. And she took us all the way, like a 31-mile drive up to Chief Joseph Pass, where we left off.
This is the marker, Montana. I'm on Montana.
Oh, Montana Idaho marker.
Yeah.
So we got,
You're in both places.
I'm in Idaho, and now I'm in Montana. Very cool. So we'll be skirting the border as we hike, and this is a longer carry, so it's about 6 days, give or take, depending on how difficult the terrain is. So we're expected to be in Leadore later on
Thursday.
next week, probably next week. It's a beautiful day, beautiful weather expected with thunderstorms here and there. Definitely hot, mid 80s to high 80s is expected, certainly in the lower elevations. Hopefully a little cooler in the higher elevations. But we always have little butterflies when we get started again after a day off. It's strange. You would think we would be used to this by now, but you always get excited to be back on trail. I'm walking on a road for a while. Just met a guy who drove up. He's checking his trail cameras. He offered us graham crackers and an apple. They're very nice. I think we're skirting. We're either in Idaho or Montana all day. Finally on single track again. We ran into some hikers that we've been leapfrogging with. I think we saw them in Augusta and Lincoln and Helena, and it's just kind of the nature of through hiking when you're starting with a bunch of people. So anyway, we're 6.5 miles in and going through a little burn area. Again, it's warm, definitely warm today, but kind of look ahead as to what we're coming into. Beautiful mountain range.
We're now on some single track. It looks like we got a big down just to go back up as we're hiking along the edge of the Continental Divide. Got a beautiful little section here. Big trees that Renee's going by.
We made it almost to the top of this climb, and they're more of like balds at the top of here, partly because there's, the trees, but it's like I look at the screen, I was telling Pierre, and you can't even capture all the layers of mountains that are over to the side of us. It's crazy.
This is the junction to get water. It's about 200 feet or 0.2 miles down this trail and about 200 feet descent. Renee has gone to get the water and I'm picking up our packs, and I'm gonna be moving them over to those trees over there, get some sun, or out of the sun, and have some shade and have lunch. We've gone a total of 11.5 miles for the morning, so a pretty good day. Big vistas on the Montana Idaho border. You should see Renee popping out on the trail just to the front of us in a few seconds after she passes the tree.
Just came up to Big Hole Pass. Really kind of cool because right in the center of this sign is the divide between, or the divide between Idaho and Montana. So if you're on it, my left hand is in Idaho and my right hand is in Montana. There you go. We came to a much needed spring. It was about 200 feet down. So far, the only water sources have been pipe springs. There's a pipe that's in the ground, and just the water magically comes out of the pipe, and it's nice and clean and cold. So we love that. So this is our last water probably until we get to camp tonight.
Hey, how you doing? It's a 4 o'clock check-in, and according to the weather, there's supposed to be some thunder and potential lightning at 4. And if we look up in the clouds in the background, and if you listen closely, you can hear the thunder. No lightning yet. We've had water basically every 6 miles, so this has been a really good day. We've got 5 miles left to our original goal, and then we'll decide if we're going to do a stretch and maybe another mile or two after that. The nice thing about 5 miles from now is we're currently over 8,000 feet in elevation, and we'll drop a couple thousand feet, and that means we won't be the tallest thing. Although right now there's lots of trees around us that make us not the tallest thing on top of a mountain with potential lightning for the next hour or so.
Here's what we're looking at as far as we hear the rumbling of thunder. Obviously there's something going on there. Over here, can't see too much ahead of us, or potentially on this side too. So we'll see what happens.
Thread the needle.
Thread the needle, maybe. Who knows? Take cover if we need. I don't see any. I hear thunder, but I don't see any lightning. Looking pretty wet over there.
So we have about 2.5 miles left to the cabin, and in that 2.5 miles we've got 1,000-foot drop in elevation, and I think we're just along the edge of it right now. Looking down to the right, you can see it goes way down real quick, and then once we get to the cabin, a big decision time. Do we go a little bit farther? Do we stop? Almost to the cabin, and we're just getting a light sprinkle. So we deployed the umbrellas for the last half mile, and they seem to be working just fine.
So we made it to this old dilapidated cabin in good time because it's raining, so we can sit under the porch. But we did happen to open it up. This is what it looks like inside. Ooh, it's warm. Big picnic table, old stove, pots and pans, a bed frame, some bunk bed frames on the beds and on the sides, and then a dresser, some sleeping bags hanging off the roof.
Yeah.
Somebody's shirt. There's a saw. Some firewood. Pringles. Oh, there's still Pringles in there too. Looks pretty old. Yeah, I don't think we'll be spending too much time in here. Not like the yurt. It's a little bit more dilapidated than the yurt. So we're gonna probably wait out the storm or the rain for a while, get some water, figure out what to do, set up our tent when it slows down a bit. It is, let's see, We did 23.6 miles. Good day. It is looking a little brighter out, so hopefully.
Good morning. We've left camp around 6:30 and we've got a 22-mile day ahead. Apparently lots of climbing today, so that's why we're getting an early start. So give us more time to get to the 22 miles. It was a nice night. We had 2 other hikers that we had passed earlier caught up to us and they stayed the night. They built a campfire, which I'm sure Renee really appreciated for a little bit, but we went to bed around 9 and they were still up and going, and we've left and they're still sleeping. That's the difference between about 25 years of age right there. Okay, any words of thought, hon, for the morning?
No, we got about 6,000 some feet of elevation gain. Good morning. We are about a little over 4 miles in. 2 hours to get that 4 miles, which is not typical, but we've been climbing out of the depths all morning, and we finally came into the sun. We were so low for so long that the sun hadn't touched us yet, so it's nice to finally be out. You can see in the distance the mountains that we'll be climbing. We climb all morning. It's probably like an 8-mile climb. So yeah, it'll be slow, steady, and we'll get you some views later. Finally out of the woods into some climbing with reward. I think it looks like we might be climbing up to a ridgeline.
Yeah.
Just traveling the ridgeline, maybe for a little bit. That's my favorite thing to do.
As Renee said, we've got half the elevation of the day done in the first 6 miles. That was 3,600 feet. Now we're going along the edge of this bowl and we're gonna get some water over there and then climb up on the ridge line and continue on down to the Montana Idaho border again. Right now, I think we are in Idaho.
Pretty meadow, all kinds of wildflowers. So you kind of lose the trail in this type of tread. You've got grass and rocks. You know, pick it up here and there, but they have big cairns to help guide your way when the trail becomes a little thin in a lot of places. And there's your cairn. Beautiful little lake we're hiking by. Nice breeze here. It feels really good.
Yeah.
It was sunny all morning, and then all of a sudden it came in real quick. We started seeing thunder. Thankfully we're low. We were just about to start a climb, but we decided to stop and have lunch. Hear the thunder, the wind's starting to rile up, and we found this. See, it's all sunny over here. We found this swath of trees we're gonna hide under and have our lunch. Hopefully wait out the storm.
This is our video, and we hunkered down underneath these trees, and I don't know if you can see it, but if you look closely,
It's hailing.
that's not rain, but that's hail.
Look, every once in a while one will bounce on our tieback, but the tree that's we're behind is protecting us. So I think we made the right decision to stop moving when we did. Find a nice sort of safe, protected space, and sit out this little hailstorm.
So as we were finishing lunch, the sun came out again. That is the nature of those afternoon thunder showers. They come and go pretty quickly, thankfully. So we're all packed up again and ready to head up this hill.
There's Renee making her way up to the pass, making it look easy as always. She just goes and goes and goes and never stops. But I'm lucky because she waits for me.
It's a little after 4. Just had our snack. And so you can hear thunder in the background. Got my rain jacket on. Round number 2 of thunderstorms. It's a beautiful afternoon. Lovely sunshine. Hot, in fact. And now, afternoon thunderstorms. Hopefully this one resolves as quickly as the other one did. We have about 4 miles left to get to hopefully a beautiful lake where we're gonna set up camp for the night. So both of us are tired. We've climbed 5,200 feet of elevation today. It'll be a 22-mile day when it's all said and done. And we've got another about 700 feet of elevation to climb. So it's a big day, but we're doing it. Final couple steps to the lake that we're staying at.
Oh, yeah.
And there's that outflow right there, and there's potential campsites in there, so let's take a look.
Just about ready to have dinner. Renee is making mac and cheese tonight. We're sitting under the trees. We have a lake behind us. Our tent is just ahead over there, and we're going to be hanging our food up over that way as well. There's some mountains in the background and thunder clouds and sunshine. We're getting all the weather this evening.